A simple random sample of size n is drawn from a population that is normally distributed. The sample mean is found to be 105 and the sample standard deviation is found to be 10. Construct a 98% confidence interval about mu if the sample size is 17. So a little bit different here. So again, if you're not sure, go through your test. So just to show that method again, so intervals, so the first one's the interval. So again, you can see here, this one's asking for sigma, but we just know the sample standard deviation. We don't know sigma, right? So that's not the right test. So stat, test, and then I go down. We're actually going to be using t-interval in this whole section. So we are going to use t-interval here. And we're going to do input stats. We can do input data when we have data actually input. Sometimes we're given data instead of statistics and we use that information there. So x bar is our sample mean, which is 105. Sx is our sample standard deviation, which is 10. N is our sample size, which is 17. And our C level here is 0.98. So I'm going to type those in here. So this is 105, 10, 17, and 0.98. Go down to calculate and press enter. So we get 98.734 and 111.27 as our lower and upper bounds respectively. So B, we're changing our sample size, so we're going to have the same inputs here. So blah, 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 and our sample size is going to change to 27. Oops. So we get 100.23 and 109.77. We want to know what happens to the margin of error, right? So if we can pair these, so we have 98.734 and 111.27, and then this one is 100.23 and 109.77. That our interval became smaller, so that means our margin of error decreased, right? So as n increases, E decreases, right? So now let's look and see, so we're going back to the original sample size, but we're changing our confidence level. We're going to increase our confidence to 99% and see what happens. So we're going to do t-interval. Our input here is going to be stats. X bar is 105. Sx is 10, N is 17, and our C level is 0.99. So stat, go over to test, number 8 on mine, and N is back to 17, but C level is 0.99. So we have 97.916, 112.08, and then our original here was 98.734 and 111.27. So you can see those numbers right? So 97, and then 112 is further out here. So our margin of error increased, our confidence interval widened, so our margin of error increased, right? So, as the confidence level increased, E increases.